Section 1. Defining oligarchy and elite rule. Oligarchy and elite rule, though often used interchangeably, represent distinct forms of power concentration. Oligarchy, derived from the Greek words oligoi, few, and archo, to rule, refers to a system where a small group exercises control, typically based on wealth, heredity, or military power. This group often operates outside formal political structures, wielding influence through economic dominance or covert networks. Elite rule, while also signifying power concentrated among a select few, often operates within established institutions. Elites may gain influence through expertise, social standing, or political connections, shaping policy and governance through their privileged positions. A key characteristic of oligarchic systems is the self-serving nature of power. Oligarchs prioritize their interests, often at the expense of the broader populace. This can manifest as policies that favor their businesses, erode democratic institutions, or suppress dissent. Elite rule, while not always inherently detrimental, can lead to similar outcomes if left unchecked. When elites become detached from the needs of the majority, their decisions may exacerbate inequality, limit social mobility, and undermine public trust. Understanding the nuances of oligarchy and elite rule is crucial in today's interconnected world. The concentration of power in the hands of a few has profound implications for democracy, economic equality, and social justice. By examining the characteristics, consequences, and contemporary manifestations of these power structures, we can gain a deeper understanding of the forces shaping our global landscape. This essay delves into the complexities of oligarchy and elite rule, exploring their definitions, commonalities, differences, and impact on societies worldwide. Image. A contrasting image depicting a lavish gathering of elites juxtaposed with a scene of poverty and social unrest, symbolizing the disparities often associated with concentrated power. Section 2. Common features of oligarchy and elite rule. Despite their distinctions, oligarchy and elite rule share common features that contribute to their resilience and impact on governance. Both systems thrive on information control, shaping narratives to legitimize their power and marginalize dissenting voices. This control can manifest through media ownership, censorship, or the propagation of propaganda. By influencing public perception, oligarchs and elites can maintain their grip on power and shape policy agendas to serve their interests. Another shared characteristic is the strategic use of networks and patronage. Oligarchs and elites cultivate relationships with key actors in politics, business, and media, creating a web of influence that extends far beyond their immediate circles. These networks provide access to resources, information, and decision-making processes, allowing them to exert influence disproportionate to their numbers. Patronage, often in the form of political donations, lucrative contracts, or favorable regulations, further solidifies their power base and ensures the loyalty of key allies. The concentration of wealth and resources is a defining feature of both oligarchy and elite rule. Oligarchs often amass fortunes through control over strategic industries, natural resources, or financial institutions. This economic dominance translates into political clout, enabling them to influence policy, shape markets, and protect their interests. Elites, while not always characterized by extreme wealth, often occupy positions that grant them access to economic opportunities and influence. This concentration of resources creates an uneven playing field, perpetuating inequality and limiting social mobility. Furthermore, both systems exploit existing social divisions to maintain their grip on power. Oligarchs and elites often capitalize on ethnic, religious, or ideological differences to divide the populace and consolidate their control. By playing on societal cleavages, they can weaken opposition, deflect criticism, and create a climate of fear and distrust that hinders collective action. Understanding these common features is crucial for recognizing the subtle ways in which oligarchy and elite rule operate, often beneath the surface of formal political structures. Section 3. Distinguishing oligarchy from elite rule. While oligarchy and elite rule share commonalities, distinguishing between them is crucial for understanding their specific dynamics and impacts. A key difference lies in their relationship to formal institutions. Oligarchs often operate outside or in parallel to established political structures, wielding influence through informal channels like corruption, intimidation, or economic coercion. They may hold official positions, but their power stems from their control over resources and networks, not necessarily from their formal roles. Elite rule, in contrast, often operates within existing institutions. Elites may be elected officials, high-ranking bureaucrats, or influential figures in academia, media, or the judiciary. Their power derives from their positions within these institutions, granting them access to decision-making processes and the ability to shape policy agendas. While not inherently undemocratic, elite rule can become problematic when it undermines accountability, transparency, and the responsiveness of institutions to the needs of the broader populace. Another key distinction lies in the source of their legitimacy. Oligarchs often justify their power through narratives of economic success, national security, or traditional authority. They may claim to represent the interests of a particular group or region, using populism and nationalism to garner support. Elites, on the other hand, often legitimize their influence through expertise, experience, or moral authority. They may present themselves as technocrats or guardians of national values, claiming to possess the knowledge and skills necessary to govern effectively. Furthermore, the relationship between oligarchs and elites themselves can be complex and fluid. In some cases, oligarchs may seek to influence or co-opt elites to advance their interests. They may use their wealth to fund political campaigns, lobby for favorable legislation, or gain access to decision-makers. In other instances, elites may emerge from within oligarchic structures, leveraging their positions to consolidate power and shape the system to their advantage. Understanding these nuances is crucial for analyzing the interplay between oligarchy and elite rule, recognizing that they are not mutually exclusive categories, but rather interconnected phenomena. Section 4. Contemporary examples of oligarchic influence. The influence of oligarchies is starkly evident in various regions across the globe, underscoring the pervasive nature of this power structure. Russia, for instance, has witnessed the rise of a powerful oligarchic class since the collapse of the Soviet Union. These individuals, often with close ties to the government, amassed vast fortunes through the privatization of state assets in the 1990s. They exert significant influence over key industries, media outlets, and political decision-making, shaping the country's economic and political landscape. In certain parts of Latin America, particularly in countries with weak institutional frameworks, wealthy families have long held sway over economic and political power. These families, often tracing their lineage back generations, control vast agricultural lands, industries, and financial institutions. Their influence permeates government, often undermining democratic processes and perpetuating social inequality. This concentration of power in the hands of a few has hindered economic development and fueled social unrest in the region. The rise of China as a global economic powerhouse has also been accompanied by the emergence of a new class of wealthy elites. While the Chinese Communist Party maintains tight political control, the country's rapid economic growth has created opportunities for individuals to amass significant wealth through business ventures, often with close ties to the government. This new elite class wields considerable influence in shaping economic policy, securing favorable regulations, and navigating the complexities of the Chinese market. These examples illustrate the diverse forms that oligarchic influence can take, adapting to different political systems and cultural contexts. From controlling strategic industries to manipulating financial markets, oligarchs employ various strategies to protect their interests and maintain their grip on power. Understanding these tactics is crucial for recognizing the subtle ways in which oligarchies operate and the challenges they pose to democratic governance and economic equality. By examining the characteristics, consequences, and contemporary manifestations of these power structures, we can gain a deeper understanding of the forces shaping our global landscape. This essay delves into the complexities of oligarchy and elite rule, exploring their definitions, commonalities, differences, and impact on societies worldwide.